What the hell is this trash doing in here? Huh, it doesn't smell that bad. Welcome back to another Books of All Shades review. This is Justin J, and I'll be reviewing the book Trash. Trash was written by Oliver Mickey Brown, and it was independently published. And quite frankly, though the name is actually Trash, the story itself wasn't, which is really ironic. The main story goes on about a character that's an anti-hero, which is really interesting because I love anti-heroes, you know? And for those who don't know, anti-heroes are normally characters who are the main focus of the story, but instead of doing good things for other characters, or instead of being a virtuous and optimistic leader or any of those good traits, this person is actually going in a downhill spiral, and most of the time, these characters end up dying in the end. You can find a lot of examples of these in William Shakespeare's stories, and there are a few animes that kind of touch on this as well. This story is unique because it's one story that you feel like you're growing with in terms of, you know, the person being an anti-hero. Most of the time, you start at the crisis of whatever the anti-hero is going through, and you kind of just see them spiral downwards. But here, you see how it happens, and then you kind of get to, even though it's a short story, you get to grow with the character to a degree and watch how things go awry. Now, since the story's short, it is very possible for me to spoil a lot of details about it, so I'm not going to say too much, and I also want to keep this video kind of short. But Oliver's writing is very descriptive, and you really feel like you're getting a hold of who the character is mentally. And the thing is, a lot of prior knowledge in terms of knowing what a sociopath and a psychopath is really handy for what you learn about in this book, because while you're reading about the character and how he's degrading himself and his mother, and you kind of see how he looks at girls and people in general, you kind of get a glimpse of what you're already, like, for example, a sociopath is a person with a lack of morals towards society. A psychopath is a person that doesn't feel empathy, sympathy, and actually is a bit of a sadist, and they enjoy seeing pain in other people, or maybe even animals. That's sometimes where they start. But a lot of times when we watch entities that display what serial killers and, you know, all these crazy people are like in movies, you always get to see the aftermath, or you get to see what they're outwardly doing to other people. You don't really get the internal voice that's going on in their head, or to see how they're thinking about things. And while reading this book, I actually felt like I understood what they were talking about. What I liked about the writing especially was the fact that the character is actually losing his touch as he goes on. For example, and this kind of happens with criminals most often. You would watch them, you know, do one bad thing after another. Maybe, let's say, you know, 3 strikes. Maybe they steal something from the store, and they're like, okay, yeah, you know, no one will ever catch me. I'll always be good at this. But this is a classic telltale sign in all criminals, or anybody that does something wrong. You get cocky, you get arrogant, and then it just takes one slip up to kind of put you back in your place. And it helps you realize just how small you are. Even though you're capable of, you know, sometimes getting away with things, you can see this character turn the tables on himself and his mind and say, geez, how could I have been so careless? I can't believe I fell for it. My own device, my own tricks used against me. And I thought that played out very beautifully in the end of the story, because that is the case that happens with most criminals. Most. Some of them weren't caught. But I recently just got done watching a few documentaries, you know, such as Evil Genius on Netflix, and there was one other that had to do with Ted Bundy. And, you know, it was very interesting because these guys, you know, they get away with a lot of crimes, and eventually someone catches on to what they do. And it's weird because subconsciously these people leave around signs of what they're doing, and they'll say, you know, please catch me, or you can't catch me. Let's see if you can. This character has everything that every psychopath and every sociopath has, and I thought it was a really good story. And I recommend it as a good short read. You know, it might be short, and to be honest, I was like, oh, wow, it's over. I kind of miss that character and their endeavors, as dark as that sounds. But, I mean, it's not to say that anybody listening to this is going to be like, yeah, when I grow up, I'm going to be a sociopath or a psychopath. In this case, it's more like you should listen to these things, so it's kind of something you know you're not supposed to do later. Or it's like a good reminder of just that. In the dedications, you can actually see that the writer is telling us about him thanking his parents for actually preventing him from going down the path of becoming a serial killer. And, you know, that's a really good job on his parents, and really all of our parents, because that's ultimately what no parent wants to hear. Like, ah, crap. Hold on one sec. Hello?
Hi, I'm looking for the parent or guardian of Stephen Gladstone.
This is him.
Oh, okay, perfect. Are you busy or anything?
No, I could talk. I'm not doing anything right now. My son's what?
Yeah, your son killed everybody there. We just, wanted to know how we were gonna pay for that.
Oh, God. Again? I'm sorry, guys. I gotta go. But anyway, back to the review before I go. This book was trash, and I give it 5 out of 5 trash cans because it was really bad. I'm gonna rate it on Amazon and give it 5 stars because it was trash. And then I'm also gonna do the same thing on Goodreads. So yeah, it was really good, and you should go read it. If you click the link in the description, you'll be able to reach Oliver Brown's book, which is also known as Trash. You can find it on Amazon, and then you'll have yourself a good short read. This book was really good. Also, Books of All Shades involves Maria and Emily, who both write written reviews on the same books that I read, so you can find their reviews also in the description below. Until then, look forward to the next review. See you later.